Approval of our prior meeting minutes? Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. The review of the 2026 operating budget. Who's gonna take the lead?
Greg.
I
I
assume
call
Greg.
Greg.
I assume Greg.
All right, hot off the press, literally hot off the press. Let's focus on the detail here. What you have, it's easy to see, and again, certainly ask questions as we go throughout this, and for you folks who have been around for years, which many of you have, like I said.
I think is all three of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, the game has changed here, right? Like it's a lot more work. A lot more pieces to the puzzle, but
Yeah.
and all good though, all really good stuff, right? So again, the 504 loan program income, again, we get those figures from Tony and his projections, so they're pretty flat, I would say, right? And that's kind of where they've been operating historically over the last 5 years. The interest income on our bank and investments, again, that calculation's based on what we anticipate we have in investments at the end of the year, what additional will we consider excess working capital that we may put into that throughout the year. That's really excess profit, right? So as we have our cash, our revenue exceeds our expenses, we kind of do a rolling calculation of what our excess will be and take a factor of, I think we use 3.5%. Obviously we're predicting rates will go down a little bit. So again, those are the two variables on that bank, which is majority is those are our investments, which is again excess cash and current investments with a applicable yield rate of 3.5%. The IDC loan interest is based on amortization schedules, again, as more principal, as the time goes on, and we're really not adding anything to that portfolio. More gets allocated to principal and less in interest. Micro loans, again, the interest is calculated based on what our projected portfolio is, and then kind of a weighted average of what we're going to issue out in 2026. Again, have a lot of detailed schedules on what those calculations are. You can see the bond fee income. We don't all, we never project for bond fee income, but as you can see this year, we're quite doing.
We're very healthy there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do we want to?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, does that include
This
potential?
includes the U of
Okay.
R bond fee that has not
$1.2
closed yet.
million?
Ooh, and also does not include the RRH bond that we just found out about literally last week.
Our counterparts in Genesee County, as well as Genesee County's leading the way in this transaction, but Ontario County is involved, as well as I think St. Lawrence County?
St. Lawrence and Wayne.
And Wayne County.
So
For
it's a
an
5-county.
RRH energy efficiency capital improvement project across their facilities in those various counties. And I was approached by Genesee County about this a couple of weeks ago, and so it's all moving very quickly. I'll let Barry kind of take it from here.
Sure. So Rochester Regional has decided to use a Genesee County issuer to issue $150 million worth of tax-exempt bonds to finance energy upgrades across 5 counties. The bulk of the spending will be in Monroe County, about 110 million out of 150. And my understanding of the proposal is that each county will get the proportionate share of the bond fee for the amount of proceeds spent in their county.
Oh.
So we would get
Oh.
the fee on 110 million. Genesee County may get the fee on 20 million. Ontario County is only 2 million. I don't know the breakdown for Wayne and St. Lawrence. But that is coming down. We would need to, in order for the bonds to be tax exempt, this preview of the board meeting next week.
Yeah.
So We'll have a resolution next week to agree to, MCIDC, assuming everyone is in agreement, hold a public hearing for this, because we still need to do that, to make sure the bonds are tax exempt. And we need the county executive to sign the TEFRA approval, to approve the issuance of the bonds, as the elected official, so that the bonds can be tax exempt. Even though the issuer will be Genesee County, you still need the host community.
Why did they choose Genesee County? Just curious of that.
That is a mystery.
Yeah, we don't
It's a
know.
mystery.
At first I
Does it have to
assumed it
do
was
with the
because the bulk of the project was in Genesee County, so we
No,
were surprised
it's
to learn that it
yeah.
wasn't, right?
I mean, it could be.
We can't do it not for a for-profit, or?
That could be.
Okay, now, not to stop you, but it just seems curious that they would go to Genesee County when the bulk of it is here.
Yeah, and in what did you say, 2020?
2020, a similar thing
They did
happened
the
in
same thing.
2020?
A three-county deal.
Genesee County took the lead on it, but the bonds were issued by MCIDC.
I don't remember that.
It could be a relationship thing. There could be someone in RRH and someone in Genesee County, which just
Sure.
could be preferential.
Okay.
Yeah, from the Rochester regional side of it.
So are they gonna try to close this by year end, or is this, wow. Okay.
Yep.
So what would be the bottom line for us? I mean, what is the percentage?
Well, they're
You said
proposing,
110 million, right?
they're proposing, 1.25% flat as the fee for everyone,
Okay,
is what they've told us. So it'd be higher than your traditional fee schedule.
okay.
You're better at math
I
than
did
me.
the math, I don't remember what it was. It was like, 1 million, it was like.
Yeah, it's gonna be like $1 million.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I guess the question is like, do we wanna consider, like, I don't know if we've been in these situations where, this time of year when we're doing budgets, how certain that income's gonna be, do we wanna consider budgeting for that? I mean, again, if we had the money earmarked for something, it may be a different story, but, I
But
just.
we haven't budgeted for those in the past, like
Yeah.
something like that in the past.
And you have had years,
Right.
like a couple of years, 2021, where we didn't have any.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think we should probably be consistent that we
Just
haven't budgeted for those, Greg, but I mean, Hanif, what do you think?
I think we stand pat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't,
I think it's
I can't-
worked for us pretty well to be consistent that we're not
Right,
gonna budget for
consistent and
those things,
conservative,
and then
so-
it's extra in the pocket when it
Right.
does happen.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how, I
Right.
agree.
And it comes at a good time because at the staff level, we've discussed, based on, the siphoning off of federal grant dollars and, tightening up of charitable funds in the area. Workforce development programs are struggling a little bit. I know there's a chance that WIOA could be impacted, over at Rochester Works, so, looking ahead into the next year, there will be, I think, greater needs in the workforce ecosystem, and it will be good to have additional resources. We can work with the board to determine how we can be supportive.
and you never know when you have to increase the staff here in order to get these monies out. We just can't keep piling the work up on, on the staff. You might have to hire more staff just in order to, manage these resources and get them out, so I would stand pat, I wouldn't budget.
Okay, I think we're all in agreement with that thing, Greg.
Okay.
It's a great question, though.
Yeah, and again, I just don't know how certain we have ever been, when we go into budget time,
Yep.
right? So it may have just been different in years past. Incentive programs, again, pretty steady. You can see great rates winding down. I think that's the last year of great rate. What the
Might be a couple of years, right, the great rates still left?
The rates, the rates are probably a
But
few
I
left.
really think that we should
Yeah.
be
And then we did
just see
budget for the new equipment.
do with the money.
Right.
program, loan program.
Yeah, we need to.
Economic development, you could see pretty consistent, just added a little bit, more, to our other category, which kind of budgets for maybe, unanticipated, areas we may wanna support. Payroll is a standard, I believe 4% increase of what we have, but also a, budgeting for a halftime position. Didn't we?
That was the halftime person that we're splitting with the land bank.
Yeah. That's what that increase is related to. You can see our G&A, again, just a couple big buckets. We do anticipate spending more money, on, most of that money, that advertising and marketing is related to the microloan program, if not all of it. We do anticipate spending a little bit more, we budget a little bit more dollars there. The dues and subscriptions is related to, Allison, that's the.
So we're gonna be doing this new onboard software for like board management and your packet management forms and stuff like that, so that's an additional $6,000 a year, I think.
And just for some background on that, it stemmed from, there's been a transition in leadership at Comida. Our new Comida board chair is interested in working smarter, not harder, leveraging technology to make board management a little bit more seamless, for members of our board as well as for staff. I'm not sure if folks around the table sit on other boards and have used Onboard before, but it's a smart system that, you're dealing less with printed handouts and more with, interfacing with, your computer screen, and I think you'll find it quite user-friendly,
And it's secure, so we don't have to keep worrying. We worry about sending those PDFs sometimes with all that
With the
financial
loan,
stuff,
yeah.
so they're all secure this way too, yeah. And then the other part of that is, potentially looking at a new CRM.
Yeah, the CRM will function, has capabilities with managing our loan portfolio, right?
Well,
Or
that's
that-
separate,
that's
there's
separate.
another,
Okay.
other one that goes into this is we added a module to our ventures account so that we can manage our loan portfolio in there rather than me doing it in a spreadsheet.
Yeah, right, the loans have become a business in itself,
Yeah.
right? So we're trying to, again, be smarter, not, necessarily work hard with all the transactions. We'll have just on the microloans, $4 million of loans in generally $50,000 blocks, right?
Yeah, I
So
just did it this
So
morning.
which line item is that again?
that's in dues and subscriptions.
So that's all in dues and
Yeah, you can see
subscriptions still?
that's a decent
Okay.
increase, right?
Yep.
Basically double
Yeah,
where it
double.
was. So there's a couple investments that we're looking to make, for 2026.
I already used that ventures thing this morning to do the October 1st payments, and what normally takes me a half a day literally took me 5 minutes,
Oh,
so
wow.
it's worth every penny.
Bad debt expense, again, is just a general calculation of, when we anticipate those loans, going out and having a reserve for what we believe that the bad debt, is gonna be. Again, it's, we've had a little bit more activity in that over the last, I would say, 3 to 4 months than we have in the first, 16 months. And again, I think as a program like this, again, it's expected, right, a little bit.
Oh, definitely.
Right.
Why are we less than, is it
I think it's
based
just
on
where the timing is.
timing, because we only have so much more money to lend out?
Yeah,
Okay, and we're doing it on a percentage of what we
Yeah.
lend out?
exactly. Microloan expense reimbursements, again, those are down. Again, we do reimburse the ARPA program for payroll, supplies, right? Finance and accounting fees and things like that, so that's what those numbers are. I think everything else is fairly consistent from, historical. And like I said, I think overall, we'll have another very healthy year, projecting, $800,000 excess of revenue over expenses, You know, that again does not include any, bond fee, revenue, so, you know, we look at this and anticipate, some significant, cash and investments probably, getting added to our portfolio.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we've RFP'd all of our stuff, legal, finance, auditing,
Monitoring.
and waivers. Everything's been RFP'd, they're coming in October,
Because we're on
or November.
We're on our 4-year
Four-year
cycle,
cycle,
I
yes.
think.
So, legal finance, what else?
Legal, finance,
Accounting.
audit,
Having the same
waivers and,
Local labor monitoring.
Right.
We do it for 4 years, subject to annual board approval, so every contract we have is up 12/31/25.
What about all the banking and investments and stuff?
You just might
When do-
that's still with Greg.
have some cash.
That money.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about,
Didn't we go through a couple years ago and look and just make sure we're getting the best rates and things like that?
And consolidated.
And consolidated all of that, I just didn't know
Spirit in the board.
if that's something to be on the cycle too.
We don't have a separate vendor for that, like a separate contract for
Because
that.
there's no contract
There's no contract.
in place,
Right.
but
At some point, you
if we
probably.
did, well, it's a great point, Chris. I mean, we should have it on some type of cycle that we're reviewing that, and maybe with, the contracts up this year, with the RFPs not this year, but we should probably put it on the agenda for next year.
yeah.
Yeah, so that way who's ever doing it can
Yeah,
run the
exactly.
process.
Yeah, I think it was last done like 2 years ago.
I think it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, but then it could be on the same cycle like the year after
Yeah,
everything, you look at all the vendors.
right, the year after the vendor contracts come up, we review the bank relationship, and are we getting the best for that?
Right. Was it 2 years ago we did all the
I
consolidation?
mean, it should be
Yeah,
easier
we
now
had
that
to
it's,
run around
it should be easier now
close
that it's all
everything out.
consolidated, so.
And that took almost a year to 2 years for you to run around and
Yeah.
close
It
everything.
was a lot, but it was good experience. Got to know where all the different branches are for the various banks.
How many banks is it now? Just two?
Just, I mean, just one.
One,
right?
I mean,
M&T.
M&T.
M&T? Oh, okay.
Yeah, we went from like 8 to 1.
Right.
Yeah, I think we have a
And
regular.
what is in that account now?
How much is in there?
Yeah.
I think there's probably, I wanna say 300 in operating and maybe 250 in savings.
Okay.
And then we also have a micro loan account that's got probably like $1 million in it.
1.5, I think.
Yeah. So, and then,
But we can't really do much with that right now still, till the end of 26, 'cause it's kinda our main money, so. Once the 26 comes, we can take that and put investments and do what we want with it.
We need to leverage, M&T Bank, for some of these programs that we're trying to do too. They could be a partner in it.
Right.
We're a big customer, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
big
We're about to
customer,
be an
Well,
even
I think the
bigger
county is.
customer.
This is
Yeah,
all-
that's why I think.
This
we
is
start
all M&T too,
exploring
really.
that.
It says Wilmington Trust, but
Right,
M&T owns
M&T.
Wilmington Trust.
So I would take a look at that.
Yeah,
All-
we need to have a talk with, is Burns still the guy over there?
I think he's,
Steve Epping replaced Dan.
yes. Is Dan officially retired?
No, but
But
he's
no,
doing
okay.
more of a regional
Oh,
thing.
he was elevated to
Yeah.
a higher role.
Yeah, he's doing a regional
okay,
thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good idea.
Because
to
we're
put it on
thinking about taking
every
our
other
money
year
out of M&T,
rotation.
Yeah.
taking it to a new bank.
Right.
We're thinking about it. We're thinking about it.
Yeah, well, that'll be at next year's conversation.
Yeah, I wrote it down.
Again, I did want to send you the actual Wilmington Trust statement so you can see that.
Do we need to do, anything, motion to accept this budget, or to present it to the board, or?
Motion
Just based
to
upon this.
Accept the
Accept
proposed,
and recommend.
recommend the full board approve,
You gotta
the
tell
proposed
them.
2026 operating budget.
What Barry said.
I'll second. About that right after this.
All in favor?
I'm meeting with you
Aye.
next week.
Thank you for not making me repeat that.
No problem.
It was so good, Barry.
Yeah. Every once in a while.
All right, so next is, on the agenda is to review the current investment accounts that we have with our,
And, yeah, like, you can see this comes right from Wilmington Trust. You can see the treasury notes and or bonds, you know, all the different pieces, you know, the accruals and market values. Again, generally, the process has been, that we have, bonds or notes that we have purchased at various times. Generally, they mature every 3 months, and I think if we go out, I think currently we're going out to October of 27 currently. With that, you know, again, right, the whole thought is that, you know, we buy longer term notes, and if the rates go down, it kind of protects us from volatility, right?
What's the total investments here? This is all land to me. What is the total?
I know, right?
What is the total investments that we
On the
have?
next page.
Call it 4.29.
almost 4.3.
Almost 4.3.
Wow.
$1 million.
Yeah.
Actually, it is if you add our accrued income.
Yeah.
Greg,
Sure.
it's 4,000,003.
You think
Yeah.
I can get a car out of that? Wow.
Yeah, so like I said,
What the?
it's been good, and again, if you look at, you know, where we think, you know, we have a couple of these bonds that hit either at the end of the year or next year. I mean, those are dollars that
If we
we're
get another million, I mean,
yeah, that.
and
I want to ask this question, just to pose this to us. Now, if the community understood that we had money like this here, and we're sitting on it, and that we're investing it, and actually we're a non-for-profit, okay, this is not a for-profit entity, what would you think that they would say about that? I mean, if it got out.
He's doing a great job.
I understand what you're saying. I think there would be certainly some, call to, especially right now, again, at this moment, people are about to get, I was mentioning to Hanif on the side here, you know, Medicaid work requirements are gonna go into effect next year. People are gonna lose benefits. We're starting to see some softening in the job market as well. People are, you know, losing their jobs. There would be pushback around, you know, hey, what are you doing to help, you know, certain causes. I talked to Dave Seeley a couple of weeks ago about Rochester Works and what their projected needs are as they look ahead to potentially WIOA getting cut, because that keeps the lights on at their career centers. That's something, I think those are conversations that we'll wanna have in the next several months.
Yeah, I think we should be applauded for managing this here. This is outstanding. I would say, wow, you know, because we've all been on this for a long time. I mean, hey, we've got this here, but we do need to look into the community and see things that we can leverage. I mean, we've got all of this at M&T Bank. I mean, most certainly they could be a partner in some things that we can.
they have a very active community development over there.
Right.
So you're absolutely right. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm sure they would partner with us and.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, I mean, they're very, very involved in, their charitable arm is very active. So, maybe it's just an ask. Who's our?
Frank Kaputnik?
Kapusta.
Kaputsta, yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's a call to Frank and then have maybe you guys meet with Steve Epping.
Yeah, I
And
haven't
talk
had an
about,
opportunity
you
to
probably
meet
have
him
never
yet.
met Steve, right?
I've met Dan Burns many a
Yeah.
time when he was in that role,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's
And
opportunity.
talk about how we can leverage each other and, you know, help the community. And
100%.
you're absolutely right. I mean, you know, I've got Phil in the back of my head for the last 2 years saying, we got all this money, you know, we gotta get it out into the, you know, economic development. I mean, that's it. You know, what are we gonna do and how can we do it creatively and, with enough that is, you know, how is it gonna help the most people?
Right. And this economic development line in our budget
Nice.
at $352,000
Nice legacy here.
is
I'm telling you.
small in comparison with what we could be doing.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think I just pointed out to, the $352,000, for, the programs there. There should be some type of goal amongst us to increase that, at least twofold, 2 or 3-fold, you know?
Could be
I'm
a
not
program
saying-
that we own
I'm not saying that
ourselves
we
too,
have to,
that
might
we
have to get
control.
$1 million out of the door, but $350,000? And you're sitting on $4.3 million?
If we could develop our own program, you know, in the same manner that we're looking to, increase the impact of our revolving loan fund,
No,
we
right.
could do something.
And that's kind of, yeah, I mean, how do we make that more active so we can get that to the people that need the money?
Right.
So that they can create more jobs. I mean, that's really the goal, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's, Robin, you gotta get on your job, you know? Can't just look at Amazon all day. Guy stays parked in my yard, oh my God.
Speaking of Amazon, they need to, we were just talking about this the other day, they're supposed to be making investments, charitable investments in this community. They talked to us about that a couple of years ago in tandem with the Comida agreement. So we gotta get back on them to start investing in people and causes.
There's a lot of things here, and I mean, you know, you could always blue sky this thing, but even without getting the money out here, places that, or entities that we can leverage, would be a help to this community, just in terms of that. So
we're talking
we have
about
to look at it.
M&T better leveraging the M&T Bank relationship. Let me know if there's any other ideas or suggestions on ways that we can be more proactive.
With the M&T specifically too, you might be able to partner with them on a loan fund to leverage your dollars to get more people. Like if you take a first loss position on that, you might be able to get a, 4-to-1 return on your dollars, right? So you put in 200,000, they put in 800,000. That took me a minute, 4 times 2. But that's $1 million loan fund, right? Where you can agree to take the first loss, so your capital's more at risk, but it, 4 times is the impact. I'm not saying 4 times is the right number. There's bankers here and accountants here who are better at that, but that's an example of something where you could partner your dollars with private capital.
Didn't ESL try to do that with the city?
I think there's been examples.
They
there's a
tried to do
statewide
it.
fund
I'm not
too
sure if
that does something similar. But it's just
the link deposit program through MRC Development.
And that reduces the interest rate.
Yeah,
There's an interest rate subsidy.
Yeah, the link deposit, for job creation, you can get, up to 5 years reduction on your interest rate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so if we can be a little bit more proactive than reactive, because there's some hurt down the line. You can see it. I mean, it's obvious.
Does it make sense at the board meeting to try to get a subcommittee together to brainstorm some ideas?
Maybe we should.
Subcommittee or executive committee.
Yeah, something.
It's not a bad idea.
I think we could do that at the executive committee level, just to see, talks are sort of sensitive when it comes to this money, but like I said, all of this is Latin to me. I mean, you got, whoa. It's a lot of money here.
Yeah, if it's 4.5 today, you know, we could be here next year talking about adding another 1.8 million to it.
Yeah,
With the $1
1.5
million
to
bond,
2.
whatever that is, we get some bonds in there, we have the projected $800,000 profit, so 1.8, well, you know, $6 million or, you know, should be a bigger number next year.
But we wanna keep a little bit for operations.
Yeah, but Chris's point, I think is well taken, like, I
Yeah,
think strategically looking at where we wanna support, like, is it jobs, is it capital? Like, is it, you know, what is it? Is it workforce development? Is it, you know, if you think high level, then kind of drill it down into programs, but I think as an organization, you figure out, hey, where do we want these dollars to go?
Well,
And
right.
then you can,
And maybe that's the first piece of, if we have a subcommittee, okay, where do we wanna go? We've got this money, where do we wanna go, and then we decide as a board how much we wanna allocate to go there. And, we've got, you know,
Well,
6 million in the bank, we wanna allocate half of it, or 25% of it, or 30, whatever we decide. And say, okay, and then maybe so what's the best way to do that?
You know, for me, it would be, I mean, cause I have a passion for that, you know, the workforce. But, it would, what strikes me is something that, a person immediately, can get a certificate or something like that, and they can get employed. You know, like the CDL license and stuff like that. If there's things like that, then that might be something that we need to try to look and see. If there's some, certificate programs that are underfunded, that once you can spend 6, 7 months, you get a certificate, it increases your wage, or you get in and you're able to take care of your family or whatever. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Well, and I go back to last month, and I may have, was it Bob Coyne's organization,
Right.
where after he left, we all said we'd give him more?
Right.
Well, Bob, if we give you more, what else can you do?
Right.
Right? I
Right.
mean,
Because they don't ask for it. They're not asking for it.
he wasn't asking for more,
Right.
but when he left, I was like, geez, I'd give more for that, based on his results and what he's doing. So if we did that, gave him more, what could he do?
And through our relationship with BOCES around the CDL program, we've learned kind of recently in the last year, there's a really big need for career technical education instructors across all the school systems. Also, furthermore, there's a need for driver's ed instructors and vehicles. You know, there's a lot that we can do in that K through 12 universe. And then furthermore, I think we are seeing on the horizon, there's gonna be some more severe needs in the adult workforce in the next year, and we might need to come up with something.
Well, I mean, you're out there, you just gotta keep your ears open. Talk to Dave Seeley.
I'll talk to
We'll be back.
Health and Human Services too, Denise Reed and Dahlia Wright.
See what the deal is.
But it'd be wonderful to cultivate a relationship with Steve Epping. I've not been able to meet him yet, so that would be fantastic if we could.
We should go through the normal channels, but if you have an issue, I can get him
Thank you.
immediately if I need to.
I think I might facilitate that with the county executive's office.
You probably should, yeah. That's why I say go through normal channels, but if for some reason there's any roadblocks, let me know.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, I could call him right now and he'd answer, so.
Okay, thank you. I'm not sure that Adam Bellows had an audience with him. He very well may have, but I'm gonna bring it up with the county exec,
Move on to other business, I think we've been talking about it. So I don't think we need to do anything else unless there's anything else anybody wants to discuss. If not, can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll move it.
Second.
All in